know how people regularly vlog in their kitchen, because I think it took me like 10 minutes to set this up until I figured out the best place to put it was like attach it to like my faucet sink thing. Lighting is off. I don't know how to vlog here. Hey everyone, editing me coming in before the actual video starts, just to give a small intro before this video, because I filmed this so many months ago when we were still like hardcore in quarantine, but I still wanted to post this video as like a memory of that time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just letting you know, filmed months ago, I still wanted to post it. The feelings and everything are still right there, very raw and very real, so I'm still gonna post this video. Have fun, and yeah. Oh hi, welcome back to my kitchen. I haven't vlogged in the kitchen for a really long time. I haven't done a cooking video in a really long time because the process was just too long to do it all, and I just never could find the time. Also, I hated doing voiceovers over like my cooking process, because I despise doing voiceovers. I feel really weird doing it and I keep messing up and then I have to start over, so it's not fun for me. And then I did like a kitchen chit chat kind of type of video a couple years ago, and I really liked that because I was just talking and cooking, and it felt more natural for me, you know? It was fine. But today, it's not really a recipe, showing you a recipe video. I wanted to do like a regular sit down video talking about stuff, but I also needed to cook. So I decided to put the things together in order to, you know, kill two birds with one stone. That saying. So today I am going to be talking about the things that I miss, small things that I miss pre-quarantine, pre-COVID, BC, before COVID, while I also make myself a pumpkin spice cream cold brew for the first time because I don't want to go to Starbucks, and I also need coffee. And this will be a great thing if I finally know how to make it, so that I can make it myself, so I won't have to go buy it at Starbucks, which is very exciting and will save me $4 to $5, because pumpkin spice cream cold brew is just the most amazing thing that Starbucks has released in the recent times. They released it last year. I think I had it pretty much every week or every 2 weeks or so, maybe a couple times more, because it's so good. I'm not the biggest fan of the pumpkin spice latte. I'm not opposed to it, I just don't really like it. I'm more of a salted caramel mocha girl myself when it comes to the fall time. But the pumpkin spice cream cold brew, when they released it, I was like, yes, life changer, game changer, this is it. So yeah, at the same time as I make this, I'm just gonna chat and talk about what I miss pre-quarantine. I have my recipe up here. Usually when I'm cooking, ta-da! I usually tape my recipe up to the cupboard cabinet over here while I cook, and I should probably put my phone on vibrate so that there's no disturbances. Is the lighting okay? I'm so sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Look, I can actually swing because I'm working with my faucet over here. Isn't nice? Genius. Until I have to wash something. It's fine, I'll figure it out. Anyway, today, I have my notebook here because I needed notes as to, you know, the things that I miss. My list, I like to make lists. Okay, so I think I'm going to just leave a link to the recipe that I'm using instead of really going through the recipe as I go. I mean, I'll tell you what I'm doing as I go, but this is mainly not about the pumpkin spice cream cold brew. This is about all the things that I miss pre quarantine because it's been rough. It's been an interesting time. Okay, so first up, I actually have to boil some water. So let me do that in my electric kettle. I feel like I could do an entire video on my just thoughts regarding quarantine and everything and how my mental health and my well-being has been, but that's not what this video is about. A lot of the times when my co-workers and I are talking about quarantine, we end up talking about all the things that we miss from before everything, and it oh, what's the first thing that you're gonna do when everything's kind of okay and back to normal sort of thing. That's what we usually end up talking about at some point. So I'm making the vanilla syrup first. I'm getting a cup of sugar. I'm assuming if you have vanilla syrup, you can... My measuring scoop doesn't fit here. I'm assuming if you have your own a bottle of vanilla syrup, you can just use that. But I do not have any vanilla syrup, so I'm gonna make it myself. We always end up talking about the things that we miss doing. 1 tablespoon of syrup, vanilla extract, by the way. So I wanted to kind of talk about the things that I really miss. And they're small things. There's a lot of things that I miss, you know, pre-quarantine times. There are a lot of things that I don't miss. But these are just small, silly things that I feel like I really took for granted. Because obviously this is just something that we never expected to happen. So these are things that I didn't realize that I did really often, and things that I never realized that I needed in my life in regards to maintaining my mental health and my okayness in the world. Obviously the most important thing is, you know, staying safe. And I'm not saying, oh, we should open everything right now because I miss all of these things. I'm just saying that I miss it and I want to talk about it. And I always thought that I was a super introvert until I realized that going outside and doing things outside is still very important. At least in regards to how I live my life. Because as I listed out all of the things that I miss, I'm oh my gosh, all these things outside that I used to do without a care in the world. What a dream, what a life. So one of the things that I miss are my late night Target runs. I love Target a lot. I love going through, I pretty much go through every single aisle when I go to Target. Probably except for the baby section and home improvement tool section. But I try to hit every section of Target just in case I see something exciting. And the clothes section is always really fun. And there are times at 10, 11 o'clock at night where I'm just I mean, I do need this. I might as well just go to Target when there's no people and it's quiet. So I do miss Target runs at night. That's one of the things that I missed before all this. I think I've gone to Target ever since things started shutting down around March. I think I've gone to Target maybe 3 or 4 times since the closing, and you know me, that is incredible because I like to frequent Target a lot. So that's kind of one of the things that I miss before all this. Okay, I'm dissolving the syrup, the sugar. I think it's pretty well dissolved now. The second thing I miss pre-quarantine is being able to go to a cafe during my days off and sitting and working on stuff on my computer, like editing, as well as writing, especially writing. Like, I miss that so much. One of my favorite cafes that I used to go to around me, like, had shut down, and they were trying to do, like, at least in the beginning, they were doing just like outside, or like delivery, or like they had like a little table outside where they would, you know, serve their drinks, and then they close down for a bit, and then they're open back up again, which is wonderful. And I think they've recently started to open up like their patio area, or like a seating outside area that they've set up, which is super cool. I'm gonna taste this. Oh, it's so sweet. Hoo-wee. That is very strong vanilla extract. Maybe I should have used less. Anyway, so this cafe that, okay, what am I going to do now? I'm going to start the pumpkin spice mix. That's what I'm going to do. So I got cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. That's what I'm mixing right now. Anyway, so the place that I used to go to, I love that place so much. And I would also frequent the Barnes & Noble cafe. I would go there. I would look through the book section, see if there's any sales or see if there's any books that I want to get. And then I would go and sit at the Barnes & Noble cafe for an hour or two and just write and do my thing and just have a grand old time. And I really miss doing that. I always loved the atmosphere of being at a cafe and working and like drinking coffee or tea while everyone else is like listening to music and doing their own thing around you. It feels like, to me at least, it feels like a very creative space. I know people make fun, you know, people make fun of people that are like, oh, I'm a writer just sitting in a cafe, whatever, suck it. That's, for me, it feels like so creative, and I feel like I'm with other people that are creatives as well, or like people that are studying, just people like working in general. It feels very conducive to a creative environment for me, because if I'm writing at home, I tend to start like either cleaning or just browsing around online. But if I am outside at a cafe, I'm just sitting there for a couple hours, like writing and doing my thing. So I really miss that aspect of things. I love to write outside. It's just a good time. 2 teaspoons nutmeg. So that's another thing that I miss. The third thing that I miss are movie theaters. Oh my gosh, I miss movie theaters so much. I didn't realize how much I would miss it until, you know, this whole thing actually happened. There are so many movie theaters that, I mean, there's so many like movies that we've missed during this quarantine. Like, it would have been incredible to see. Well, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I really love seeing, like, the only movies that I really see in the movie theaters are like any Disney movies and then any Marvel movies, because there is a difference in the experience of being at a movie theater. I know some people don't like going to the movies, but I still really appreciate the experience of going into a movie theater and being with like people, like especially like bigger movies where you want that like reaction like around you and that camaraderie of like, oh my gosh, like either crying at the same time or like laughing at the same time, or a surprising movie moment that makes you go and then you hear like other people in the movie theater going, oh my gosh, like the reactions and everything. Like, it feels, I don't know, there's something really good about being in that environment. I don't know. So I do miss movie theaters, and we have so many movies that we're missing out on. Black Widow was already supposed to come out. We were already supposed to see it. And then Mulan had delayed for so long, and then I didn't pay for the $30 for the premium access to access it on Disney Plus. So I have not seen Mulan yet. And then they just recently announced that Soul is gonna come out on Disney Plus, which is, I mean, exciting because they're having it accessible to everyone. You don't have to pay like $30 premium for it. However, it looks really pretty and I really wanted to see it on a big screen. That's another thing that I love about movie theaters, like gigantic screen, amazing like sound, because I always buy like the big, is it IMAX? Dolby? Whatever one of those special theater things is called. I normally pay for that, but I'll usually go in the morning so that it's cheaper. But I always do that for Marvel movies and for Marvel movies and Disney movies. So it was very disappointing to not be able to see that, and now we won't be able to have the experience for Soul, which is disappointing in that aspect because it would have been like really pretty to see it in the spices in the theaters. So I do miss going to movie theaters. Do I miss paying $25 for popcorn and drinks? Not really. But the experience of going, yes. I will definitely miss. I definitely still do miss that. And I'm sorry I'm not comfortable going back to movie theaters quite yet. Fourth thing I miss, eating at restaurants or going on food adventures. I miss it so much. I usually go, I love going on food adventures with my cousin or like taking my little brother to different restaurants and stuff. We'll usually go to like a restaurant and then we'll go look for like a boba place around us, a boba place or like a dessert place of some sort where like I can buy something and bring it home. I miss I mean, you can still do that, but it's not the same because a lot of places are closed down. Some places have limited menus. And I still feel uncomfortable going out and eating at places. Like usually I'll just do takeout or I'll have it delivered or make it myself at home, you know? And I miss doing all that. I miss being like, hey, let's just go out, let's look for something to eat, and we'll just, you know, make it like a day, a foodie adventure day. That's one of the things that I miss. Okay, so I did the vanilla syrup, just finished the pumpkin spice mix. Let's get into the actual cream stuff. Let's do it. Is this boring? I'm sitting here right now and I'm just like, are you guys bored? I really wanted to make this coffee while also film a video, so shoot, throw birds. Hit two birds with one stone. Why can't I think today? Okay, so I'm making the actual pumpkin cream that will go on top of the thingy, on top of the coffee. So let's do that. Well, I guess I can talk about this one because it's kind of related to eating at restaurants, specifically Korean barbecue. I love Korean barbecue. That's one of the reasons why I cannot become a vegetarian, is because Korean barbecue is just my main jam. I love grilling meat and I love all the side dishes. I love the camaraderie and the whole like come together aspect of eating at like a Korean barbecue place. It's just so much fun. So it was that's one of the things that I really miss. And I have not had Korean barbecue ever since things shut down in March, and it's very disappointing, and I'm trying to keep a happy smile. On the bright side, I have learned to make a lot of the banchan, the side dishes, at home because I missed it so much, and I've been making like my own Korean barbecue at home, but it's not the same where you have like a grill in the middle of the table and you're just cooking and you're just like, more meat, you know. I'm using this whipping cream from, I'm supposed to refrigerate this for 6 hours prior to whipping. I wonder if it'll still work. Darn it! I didn't know! Oh, I'm so... Will it still work? Crap! No, really, will this still work? I guess I'll find out. I've never used this before. I just thought it was super exciting. Cause like, what if I need whipping cream and I don't have it with me? Okay, so we're gonna do a 4th cup of this one. Oh, another thing that I miss is going out to eat after work with my friends. So we'll usually go out to like a restaurant and just, you know, be with each other and like de-stress about our day. Or one of my co-worker wifeys and I will go to like this Korean soup place and kind of just de-stress about everything. Okay, let's mix this. Hello, quick update. I have been mixing this for 5 minutes and it is not working and it is still the same consistency. So I think I did have to put this thing in the fridge prior to whipping it for it to work. I don't know. Effectively, I have made a pumpkin spice creamer. Pumpkin spice creamer is what I have made right now, which is kind of disappointing because I was really wanting to make, you know, pumpkin spice cream cold brew. But whatever, it's still edible. Let's just make some coffee because I haven't had any today. You know what? Let's taste it. I haven't even tasted it. Okay, that does not taste like the cream cold brew foam thing at Starbucks. Okay, I might have to try another recipe. Cause my oh my, that's not fun. Okay, I have cold brew that I already made a couple days ago in the fridge. This is a Phil's Coffee pumpkin spice, not pumpkin spice, a cold brew that I made out of a, I think I have the Tesora blend at home. And while it is a delicious coffee, I don't think that some coffees just don't taste good as a cold brew. And that one is just one of the ones that don't taste good as a cold brew, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so I'm so sad. Cheers to a lovely fail. And you know, this just happens sometimes in the kitchen. Some recipes just don't turn out the way that you expected them to go. Here it is, my lovely coffee. It's fine. Just the slightest hint of pumpkin. Anyway, I was really excited. But I mean, the pumpkin spice like cream has like a bit of sweetness to it. Not a lot, but it does have, I'm splashing all over myself. It does have a hint of sweetness to it. And what I like is that it's not like super sweet, but you can still kind of taste it. So I think I might have to find a different recipe that actually has like sugar in the pumpkin, the actual pumpkin cream. or else I don't think it's gonna give like the same effect. Because I think like even if this did whip properly the way I wanted it to, I still don't think it would have turned out as well. Anyway, back to what I was talking about as I finish up this video. I don't even remember the last thing I was talking about. Oh, going out to eat after work. I mean, half of this list is just me like talking about eating, like going outside to eat at restaurants. But I mean, that's kind of one of the main things that I did outside. And the last thing, one of the small things that I really miss about pre-quarantine are random Disney trips. I love Disneyland so much, and it really was my happy place. And when I would be stressed or like I was feeling really low, Disney trips would really elevate my mood. Just being there, just stepping into the Esplanade and hearing the music and just being surrounded by other people that love Disney as much as I do. That just really helped to lift my mood and lift my spirits up. I loved going there all the time and just eating and people watching and just being there and looking at everything and seeing the cast members who I send so much love to and so much appreciation to, because of all of the magical moments that I've experienced and I've seen through my Disney trips. That's definitely one of like the biggest things that I miss about just life in general, is just Disney trips. That's it for today's video. Was it exciting? Probably not the most exciting video that you've seen in a really long time. But, you know, seeing me fail, cheers to failing and cheers to trying again. Alrighty, so that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me through this kitchen chit chat video. In the comment section down below, let me know what are the small things that you miss, you know, before COVID. And we'll just talk about it and reminisce and hope for a brighter and better future. That's it. All right, thank you. Bye. Have a great day. See you next time with a brand new video. Goodbye.